Hello friends, I'm back. I'm gonna do the tie-dye tutorial soon, but I just wanted to show you this that Jessica showed yesterday. It's my little sloth cup. It's a little sloth man, and I actually used the alcohol inks to paint, if you will, the sunflowers onto this. And I used lemon, cinnamon, and I believe red orange. Yeah, and for the leaves I did aqua green, and for the sloth, he's actually just a little water slide that I just put on. He was actually the center of the cup first, and I was trying to figure out what kind of background I should do and all that. And he's a clear water slide, and this right here says "Don't hurry, be happy," because I feel like, you know, most days that is my anthem. So but yeah, I just painted the petals first, the yellow with the lemon alcohol ink. That's the alcohol ink that we have on sale on the website. And then I came back in with, actually it was vanilla, I'm sorry, it wasn't red orange. Vanilla, I came back in for the darker spots, and then cinnamon actually is the middle, and I just did a little light brushing on the petals, and I outlined it in the cinnamon. And the leaves and the words are aqua green, which is one of my favorite colors on there. I just wanted to show that off before we get started. So I'm going to take you back over here. There's a pup. I'm going to do the tutorial for our tie-dye cup. Now, I didn't make a sample for this because I want us to somewhat learn together, but I'll go ahead and show you before I mount this. I'll go ahead and show you the colors. So just like the Northern Lights, I'm using the same color palette. This is Magenta, and this is Gentian. This is Lemon and Apple, and this is Amethyst. Yep. So, and then I spray painted my cup white. So I'm just going to give it just a few minutes to mount the phone and get my gloves on, and then we'll get started. All right. All right, and for this, I'm also going to be using this paintbrush. It's, I believe, a medium-sized paintbrush. Maybe it'll focus on it. Yeah, medium paintbrush. This is a new one, so this will be fun. I like that fancy stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my gloves on. And everything I'm using today is alcohol inks, our Marabou alcohol inks. They're on our website. If you just go to sassandcrafts.com, search in the search bar for Marabou alcohol inks, and they'll pop up for you. And we're having a sale. They're 50% off. So I think until either tonight or tomorrow. So either way, you should get them because they're awesome to use. And that's everything that I used on the Sloth cup that I showed y'all. I just used alcohol ink, and I just straight painted it right on there. It's a nice medium because it does dry quickly. And so I got to kind of move quickly with that cup, so that was really awesome. So I'll go ahead and go over the colors just once again for everybody joining us. I have Magenta. This is all Marabou alcohol ink. Magenta, Gentian, Lemon, Apple, and Amethyst. And Amethyst is my favorite, but you know. All right, so I'm going to move those over to the side. Actually, I'm going to put them in order of what I'm going to be using first right here, and then I'll go counterclockwise. So I'm going to be using yellow first, and then Gentian, then Magenta, and then green and Amethyst. And I'll explain that in just a minute, why I chose it that way. All right. So I got my little napkin here, and I got my water cup. All right, so What I did to prep this cup was I went outside and spray painted it white. This is matte white on a stainless steel tumbler. And it is a skinny. I think this is a 20 ounce. So I don't know if the camera is going to quite pick up what I did, but I made a mark with the pen for the middle. And what I did with a highlighter, I just used a yellow highlighter. And what I did was I started at the center and I swirled right on out. Just made a swirl, just kind of moved my cup around, and I swirled all the way back here. So once I get that yellow on, you'll be able to see that swirl a little bit better. So I'm going to start with the yellow, the lemon. And we're kind of learning this together because I didn't do an example cup, but I have a little bit of confidence that I think I can do it. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. So I'm getting that lemon. Okay, dipping a little bit off. And we're just going to do little swishes around. You don't want to have too much alcohol because it'll start to pool together. And in this one, we don't want to have that to happen. But all I'm doing is following my little swirl around. And I'm keeping them close together. I don't know if you can see that. There we go. And I'm keeping them close together. That's why I'm using a medium brush. And I'm just grabbing a little bit at a time. And I'm not putting too much on my brush. I'm going to go over this. Just make them a little bit bigger. Now remember, this is tie-dye. Just like the Northern Lights, everything is different, so nothing will be the same.
Pamela says hi again.
Hi, Pamela. All right. Moving a little bit quicker now. And I'm just following my little highlighted area. I picked yellow, the yellow highlight, because it doesn't show right away, and I knew my first color was going to be yellow. So it kind of, I just kind of cover it up, so that's nice. I used a little too much there, so I'm just going to dab off of on my napkin. Now these are all used with the Marabou alcohol inks. All right, so I've hit up here on my curve, and I just kind of eyeballed it, like kind of, pretended to draw, keep continuing the swirl. And I got right here. And you're actually going to kind of touch that right there. But, if you do this and you end up putting a name on it, I'm going to come back. If you end up putting a name on it, you can put it right over here. So that works out. You don't have to figure out how to do that, so that's cool. If you want to keep going on the bottom, you can, but I think I'm just going to leave it white. Sorry, I went out of camera. If you want to continue it on the bottom, you can, but if not, then it'll be fine. I'm not going to do it, though. All right, so that's my yellow. That's the alcohol ink. Now I'm going to go back and touch up on some spots. Fill in some gaps if there needs to be. So there it is. If you kept it this way, it could be the yellow brick road from The Wizard of Oz, so that's cool. All right, so I'm going to clean off my brush a little bit.
If this was inks that were used.
Yes, this is alcohol inks, the Marabou alcohol inks that are on the Sass & Crafts website. And I'll go ahead and show you those colors that I'm using again. I just used lemon on there. The next colors that I have are gentian, and I have magenta, apple, and amethyst. Yes, and these are all straight inks. I didn't mix them with anything. Yep, they're just straight from the bottle. I just poured them in these medicine cups. All right, so the next one that I'm going to use is gentian. And gentian, it's this blue. And I'm doing that because the apple that I have too on there, when I come back, I'm going to try to fill in this white with some gentian, and then I'm going to come back in with the apple because blue and yellow make green, and I'm going to come and just kind of bold that wherever it mixes. That way it's a really good, transition, and it's a really cool tie-dye effect. So that's what I'm going to do with gentian. Okay, so I got some on my brush. I dipped a little bit of the excess off. I'm just going to go right on in, just a little bit on top of that yellow, just a little, because we're going to come back and put that green on. That was Harlow. She's a little tired or whiny, either one. Okay. I'm seeing which way I like it. If I like the brush strokes to be starting on the inside and come out to have that string effect. I think I like that, and I think I'm going to stick with that.
Sarah said she thought her dog was whiny.
Yeah. Right, getting some more on there. Okay, so I'm starting from the middle and flicking inward now, because I think I like that technique a little better. It mixes nicely. You see where it's starting to get that blue and yellow mix? That's where we're going to come in with the green. So it just makes it pop a little bit more.
Oh, and Sarah's really glad that you're showing how to do this because she's wanting to do one.
Yay! I love tie-dye, so yes, we're learning together. I do want to apologize. I can't see the comments when it's in this holder right here. So if you hear Jamie in the background saying if you commented something, it's because I can't read them. So she's going to help me out. I'm just trying to show you some different angles. No one's paying attention to her, I guess. We all love that little dog. That's the little brown dog that was in the beginning of the video. She's cute. She's a hot mess express, but she's cute.
Jennifer wants to know, are you going to add glitter over this?
Ooh, you know what? That would be pretty. Ooh, like the golden opal, because I know that's a popular one. And that would be pretty, actually. Jennifer, I might actually do that. Thanks for the suggestion. All right, so it's tedious, but we're coming together. You can see it's kind of like blending in. Sorry, I'm a little shaky. You can see it's kind of blending in right there on the green. We're going to bring that apple in and really get that going, so.
Joyce asked, how many colors do you use?
I am using 5 colors today. I just used lemon. That was what that was. And, yes, and this is gentian. And I'm just going right on top of that. And the next color, I'll go ahead and give you a hint, or well, I'll just tell you. I'm going to use Magenta, and that's going to start the next swirl. All right, so I came around. Perfect. All right, and I'm going to turn it around. Okay. Now I'm going from the inside out because I like this little, right here, this little spritz, I want to call it. And I'm going to stop at the bottom of my cup. I'm not going to go all the way around because I feel like I would just have to kind of cut it off. So I'm just going to leave it like that. All right, so that is Gentian and Lemon. This is the Marabou alcohol inks that I'm using that are up on our website. And the next color that I'm going to use is Magenta. I'm going to let that dry for just a minute. I'm going to use Magenta next. It's like a, here, I'll show you. It's like a pinky purpley. It's going to look really good. So the reason why I'm doing Magenta next is because very similar to the green and yellow, or the blue and yellow mixing in coming out with green, I'm doing Magenta next because Gentian and Magenta make purple, and so that's where our Amethyst will be taking in. So I'm going to go ahead and get some of this blue off.
Said, just dip everything in glitter.
Yes. Jamie said she likes the way you think, Jennifer. Just dipping everything in glitter. Well, we pretty much get bathed in it every day working with glitter. So we go home and, gets on our husbands, our dogs, our carpets, our, everything, in our cars and everything. So
Glitter is life.
Glitter is life. Hashtag glitter is life. Whether you want it to or not. All right, so I'm going in with that Magenta. I keep sticking my hand in there and then pulling it out. I don't know what I want to do, so we're doing it. So, all right, so I'm going to start in that middle right here. I don't have a lot of room, but I'm just going to do what I did with the blue and the yellow and just go about halfway on. And you're welcome to kind of fill that in. Oh, I love this color. You can see it mixing right there. I'm going to make these a little bit bigger. So this is actually touching the yellow too. So I'm making the magenta probably about the majority of it. Yeah, in some places, so. Actually, yes. So for anybody who has jumped on or didn't see our previous live, we have a contest going on that is on our events for our Marabou inks. We've been having a party all week, and they've been on sale on the website for 50% off. Okay, so this is more like a purpley. I love it, though. I am digging this. But it is for 50% off the Marabou inks. And we have a contest going on. And if you head over to our party, it's in the events. I believe it's, if you click the calendar, it should pop up in the events, but lately I've been having to click the calendar for it. Oops, sorry guys. I've been having to click the calendar for it. So if you go into the calendar, it should be there. It says Marabou Alcohol Inks Party. And you click on that, and the link is in a post that Jessica did yesterday, I believe. And it tells you that you just need your name and your email and your Facebook name if it's different from, I'm just going to go ahead and fill that in, sorry guys. if you just fill that right on in, and it'll sorry, I'm listening to the dogs fighting. They're just playing, but yeah, so go ahead and join that, because our grand prize is all 28 colors of the alcohol inks, and our 3 runner-ups get to make 5-pack of their choice of alcohol inks. So that's super exciting. You don't want to miss out, because these are awesome mediums to work with.
So Jess asked if you just put the ink right into the cup. Is it mixed with water?
Nope, it is not mixed with anything, Jess. I just put the alcohol inks right into the medicine cups. I got these. If you go to my other live with the Northern Lights, they have a link to the medicine cups if you'd like to go check that out. All right, so I had that happen. So, you know, I made mistakes, but I'm just coming back on in, and I'm using that excess, and we're going to go right on in with it. So you know what I just thought about is, I'm just going to fill that area, using the rainbow additive that we have on there. You're welcome, Jess. We have the rainbow additive that you have to seal the alcohol inks first, because it kind of works. It's a little bit of a thinner consistency, and it works with the alcohol inks and puts a good little shimmer on it. And I mean, you can't beat it, because it's called rainbow. So I love rainbow, but yeah, I'm just going to fill this area in with this magenta right here. But I might use the rainbow additive for that. So I might seal this and put that on there. Ooh. All right. This is looking awesome. I'm super, super excited. And I like how it was really dark in here. And then as we started coming back out with more white, it got so much lighter. Like this is an awesome effect. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to go on this side with this white. And I'm going to pull from this area of yellow. And I'm just going to flick, flick, flick. Just kind of mash them together. Okay, I'll go back over that again. Thank you for joining, friends. If you just joined, happy Friday. If you've been with us since the beginning, you know, happy Friday still. Everybody gets a happy Friday. This is our tie-dye cup with our alcohol inks, our Marabou alcohol inks that are on our website. Oh, this is so cool. I'm so excited. Okay, so I'm going to let that dry for just a minute before I start doing the middle colors. And by middle colors, I mean this area, tilt it a little bit, where the blue and yellow meet. I'm going to put just a hint of green to just make that green pop out a little bit more. And where the purple and magenta have gone, I'm going to add some darker purple called Amethyst. And we're super excited about that. This is awesome. So I'm going to tell you a little bit why I like working with alcohol inks while we're waiting on that to dry. I am a painter. The mediums that I use are usually acrylics and watercolor. And this is very similar to watercolor. And it does dry very quickly. And I mean, it's alcohol ink, so you can use alcohol with it, but I have just been using it like I've just been painting, and I love that it dries quicker. Because I can, like this, I can keep adding all the colors together, and it still looks vibrant. Like I don't have to keep going over and over again with them. It's really awesome. And at first I was kind of iffy about using them. I was like, well, I guess I could try it. And once I tried it, I completely fell in love with it, and they're really awesome to use, especially for like these projects where you kind of need a little bit of like spread and stuff, or yeah, it's really good, and I like using them. So I'll go ahead and show you what colors I'm using again while I'm letting that sit for a minute. So I first started off with lemon. Lemon is our alcohol ink. These are the Marabou alcohol inks on our website. So I used lemon first. I did that first swirl. And then I used gentian, which is our blue color. And then I used magenta, and that was our pinky purple color. It mixed really well with that blue, so I'm liking that. And then I'm using apple, and I'm using amethyst. And once I started I used lemon first, then gentian, then magenta. And then I'm about to go back in and use the apple where the blue and yellow meet, and amethyst where the magenta and the blue touch. So that way those colors will pop a little more to look, even more tie-dye. I'm super excited about this. This is my first time doing it. I looked at a couple of tumblers on Pinterest before I hopped on and did this, like a couple hours before. I gave myself mental preparation, but I'm super excited about how it's turning out, and I can't wait to see the completely finished project. So I'm going to go ahead and start right back up on that. So what I'm going to do next is our apple, and I'm just going to go right just a little bit in here, and not completely cover up the yellow because you really want that yellow to come out, but just enough to where, like, when the blue and yellow are touching, that it does make that green pop. So I'm using that apple. I'm straining some on my little medicine cups that I put them in, and these aren't mixed with anything, these are not mixed with anything. So I just put them straight from the cup right into here. So just a little bit. It's coming up muddy. It's because of my brush. Blech. Hold on. Yeah. I might have not rinsed it well enough. I'm sorry, guys. There we go. Sorry if I'm shaking, guys. This is on my desk, so I'm doing my best. Okay, I think I'm good now. Sorry, it came out a little muddy. I think I didn't clean my brush off very well. So, all right, going at it again. There we go. It's really cool because it's mixing in with that blue. It's mixing the blue and yellow while it's applying the green. So it's got that spongy look. Just gonna go over that area again. Right, I'm getting that green to pop a little bit more. I'm liking how it dries because it's kind of spongy and looks like that watercolor that I was talking about earlier. Trying to be really careful about holding this.
said one, right? Just okay. So I'm right too.
Really just a protective now.
I think alcohol inks are good for this tie-dye effect too, because they do kind of spread. And I think that's, you know, it's very similar to tie-dye. So when it does spread, it makes that tie-dye effect. Right now, for those of you joining us, hello, happy Friday. I am currently going in between the blue and the yellow and making that green pop when it mixed. I first started out when doing these with Marabou alcohol inks, and I first started out with our lemon. I did the yellow first, and then I built on it with our blue, our gentian, and then I came right back in with our magenta color. And right now I'm just going in between and just kind of filling those gaps up real quick. We're good. Okay. So next I'm going to go in with my Amethyst. I'm going to set that right there really quick. Sorry, my messy towel. It's just bleeding through everything, but I'm sure y'all get that too. Just trying to get a little bit of that green out. So I'm dipping it in water right now and just kind of rubbing it on the napkin. You could use dish soap and water. That'll get it right on out of there. It just takes a little bit longer to really dry. So that's why I'm using just some water and some a paper towel. All right, so I'm going to go back in with my Amethyst. I'll go ahead and go over the colors again really quick. So I have lemon. Let me see. There we go. I have lemon and gentian, magenta, apple, and amethyst. And I just used the lemon for the middle ring, the yellow ring. And I used gentian as the blue. I used magenta as the pinky purple. And I just used apple to mesh together the blue and the yellow right there. And then amethyst, I'm about to go in with the blue and purple right there. And I'm about to mix that together. So that's what I'm going to do now. All right. So this is my amethyst. I think it's safe to touch. All right. And I'm going in on that magenta and purple. I didn't start at the middle because I feel like the rings are getting a little bit smaller. So I'm just going right on top of that just to kind of blend it a little bit better. Give it more of that tie-dye effect. This is with amethyst. I'll just hold the bottom. And as it's been sitting here, it's actually been like picking up some more, like spreading out a little bit more. So that's been really cool. And when I'm grabbing the alcohol ink, I'm not pulling a ton in. I'm just kind of dabbing a little bit on my napkin before I put it on the cup, because you just want a little bit, because a little bit goes a long way. So Yes, I did. I spray painted as the base. I spray painted it matte white, and I just covered all of it, even the bottom. This is a very easy project. After I spray painted it and after it dried, I came in, and when I started with a highlighter in the middle, and I just kind of swirled it out. And once you get to here, I just kind of pretended I kept going with it and just pulled it right back down. And you can keep going on the bottom, but I didn't, just because I'll probably paint it, probably this amethyst color at the end. And this is all our our Marabou alcohol inks. Yeah, America. Yes. Our Marabou alcohol inks that we have, and they are on sale on our website for 50% off. We have 28 colors in total. And we are super excited about it. And because we are excited about it, we actually have a giveaway going on. For those of you who are just joining, let me tell you about this giveaway. This giveaway is in our Marabou Alcohol Ink event. We've been having a party all week with them. And we just wanted to kind of do a little giveaway for them so people can get to possibly enjoy getting these Marabou inks. And so our grand prize winner will get all 28 alcohol inks. And our 3 runner-ups that will be picked will be, they'll be randomly chosen through a generator. And they will get their choice of 5 colors. And I'm in love with this, guys. This is awesome. I'm getting super distracted by this. By this beautiful cup. I'm just going to put right in here in this middle part, I'm going to do the blue. So this contest is actually going on until tonight. So if you want to hop on over there after this live, after you check out how I finished this out, and go to the link that is in one of the post. It should say giveaway post. You should notice it. There's a big pretty sign on there. And you click on that link and it'll take you to the form, and you'll just fill out your email address, your name, and your Facebook name if it's any different.
They have 22 minutes.
Oh, okay. So actually you have 22 minutes to enter the contest. So if you want to go right on over there after this and go ahead and enter, that would be good. Because I think we're announcing it at 5 o'clock. Is that right? 5 o'clock? So we are announcing at 5 o'clock, ladies and gentlemen. So y'all hop right on over there and y'all enter that giveaway, because this is awesome. I was talking earlier about why I like them. And I am a painter, and I like to use I like to use watercolor in some of my mediums. And when I first started using alcohol inks, I didn't really know how I felt about it. But the more I started using them, the more I realized that they're really similar to watercolor. They dry a little bit quicker, though. So that is actually like a big plus, because you can move right along with your projects. You can knock a couple of them out. This is all done with our Marabou alcohol inks, and I'm loving how this tie-dye cup is turning out. Yeah, so whew, that's so cool. Oh, I'm so excited. So I'm gonna let that dry a little bit. So this is the tie-dye cup that I just finished in this live. And what I'm probably going to do is put the rainbow alcohol additive all over it, and just give it like a little bit of a shimmer. So what I'm going to do first before I put that on, because this is very important. So when you do the alcohol ink, you want to put a layer of sealant on it. And what we're going to be using is Modge Podge sealant. And you can do 1 or 2 layers, and that should seal up the alcohol ink. So that way, when you put the additive, the rainbow additive on, it doesn't run together. Let me show you real quick what happens when you do the rainbow and don't seal it. Because I did a cup a couple of weeks ago, and I didn't know you were supposed to seal it first. And so I'm going to move that right here. So I made a cauldron cup, and I put the rainbow like straight on it, and it muddied it up a little bit. I worked with it, I glistened it up and all that, but this, I didn't like how that turned out because it had like a wispy look to it, and I just put that rainbow ink straight on, and it just muddied it all up. So definitely you want to seal it first before you put on the rainbow ink. So that's what I'm going to do to the tie-dye cup, is I'm going to go seal it first, and then I'm going to put the epoxy or the rainbow additive on it, and then I'll be good to epoxy it. Now this still turned out all right. I just added the holographic bats that are on our website, and this is actually a water slide cauldron that I made myself. I used Modge Podge and glitter, and I just scraped the sides with a paintbrush and just let it drip. So that way it kind of covered up, and you can kind of see the rainbow shimmer in it. So it still got on there. It just muddied all the colors that I had on there at first. So that's what I'm going to do the tie-dye cup, just to give it a little bit of sparkle, because, everybody loves a little bit of sparkle, So, this is the tie-dye cup, and thanks for watching. Like I said, go over to our Marabou Ink event. You got about 15-20 more minutes to enter. We're going to do it at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. We're going to get those names drawn, and we're going to announce the winners. So, All right, y'all have a good rest of your Friday, and we'll see you soon. Bye.